the Memorial Day. Summer of 2022. This will be kind of just like a walk down to the place. Oh, the lake. This is the boysenberry thing. It's not a boysenberry. It's actually it's a cross between a blackberry and a raspberry. I can't remember what it's called. I just call it a boysenberry. Looks like it needs pollinators though. I don't think any of these things are taking, but you never know. Maybe they will. So I might make some fruit. Figs are looking good. Still no fruit on the mulberry. So this is Monday, Memorial Day, actual. Cut this down. I keep cutting it down because it keeps blocking the solar panels. That's how much is left of the winter shower. So I went around a few weeks ago and sprayed for blackberries. But it kind of, blackberry spray ended up killing a lot of other things. It's the fig. It's kale. I'm making some nice, this is a mustard, making some nice seeds. Kale making a few seeds. It looks like maybe the birds are picking these off because you see it's like no seeds. You know, here's a seed pod, here's a seed pod, here's a seed pod, here's a seed pod. But most of the seed pods are gone. So something's eating those kale seed pods. Maybe the caterpillar or something, you never know. I don't know if I showed this in the last update. I did add another planter. It's like a cherry tree, store-bought cherry tree, and a store-bought Red Delicious apple. It's got a little apple. Some Stuttgart onions. Nice little butterfly. Stuttgart onions are really good for storage. These are some Yukon Gold potatoes. Potatoes, onions, potatoes, onions, potatoes, onions. There's a lot of other things mixed in here. Most of them didn't make it. There's like a tomato. There's a strawberry. I don't know what that is. Or that. Or that. Or those. A lot of different things. What do we got? There's a nice little baby pear. Got 4 pears. 4 pears, 1 apple. Just doing these. I'm gonna be heading out here in a little bit. Go for this walk. Do a shower. So what I've been doing is called hard cuttings. These things are going, you know. I planted a lot of a lot of peppers and tomatoes. It looks like most of them didn't make it. So what happens when you're not around to garden. Looks like about like a 4-inch rain came through since the last time I was here and washed out all the tadpoles. I'm not seeing any tadpoles in there. There may be a few, but it looks like they probably all got washed out in that heavy rain. So this is going to be a walk down to the lake. I haven't done one in a while. Wild blackberries. I started spraying them and it's like, yeah, I might as well leave these because they're out of the way, you know. So I sprayed down here to keep them up here, you know, because this is just a ton of blackberries, you know, good for me and the animals. And it's out of the way. It's mainly just, nothing is just loaded, you know. It's kind of like all this. You wouldn't think all that clay, you know, from like 3 foot down right over the bedrock would be that nutritious, but apparently it is, you know. We put it up top, the plant can grow in it. I haven't shown the driveway in a long time, so I figured I'd do a walk down the driveway. Kind of see the struggle. Been bringing loads of food, fertilizer, dirt up, you know, so the train is back heavy, front wheel drive. So I just did this little berm yesterday. So whatever runoff goes, you know, hopefully it'll catch it on this berm. Because it started to get in, this area right in here got eroded pretty bad since the last time I was out here. That little torrential rain it did washed it out good. So I did a secondary berm just for this half. To kind of get this half, anything on this side of the driveway will stay. Getting a lot of wild blackberries. So it's good fruit, but there's so many thorns on them. And if you've ever gone around and just picked and eaten blackberries, you probably don't want to know this, but they're full of little maggots. Blackberries are. Little larvae, fly larvae, gnat larvae, probably gnat larvae. Then all your wild fruit is, you know. Not all of it. Pawpaws are pretty resilient. I see it's erosions. More erosions. Good thing is, so I refer to society. Cattle feed lot. There's this here, a bunch of cattle people all grouped together, getting fattened, so that the billionaires and quote unquote powers that be can feed off of you. It's like congested into these cities. Just like cattle are, where disease is rampant and you need all these steroids and things to maintain inoculations. And cattle, just like the people, are pretty happy. Kind of like what we see in $1 a gallon per month raise in gas, 15% inflation around in general per month. Not hyperinflation, but this is what leads to it. This is kind of as high as inflation as you get, 15% per month. You know, that's 1% inflation every 2 days. At that point, it's kind of like 1% every 2 days. You might as well be 5% a day. You know, 5% a day. Why not 10? And it's crossing that Rubicon. But just like in the cattle lot, everyone's just kind of all like, it's gonna be fine. I guess it would be fine if it wasn't end times. It didn't have Satanists ruling the country, ruling the world. And it's like a normal person would be like, oh, people starving, that's bad. Not these Satanists. They're like, we need to get the population down below X amount. They're gonna cry, complain, and break things and do temper tantrums and blah blah blah, do all these riots. And we'll just have to live with it. Pacify them, enforce them, because they're not gonna do it willingly. So, powers that be will make sure that happens. It's kind of a your Bidens and Clintons, Klaus Schwab's, are sold out to the devil. coastline. It's like Washington, D.C. I don't know if that was like a frog or a mud dauber. Probably a mud dauber getting mud. I didn't pick it up on the camera because mud daubers do that. This is nice. This is like a really big garlic clove. Wild garlic. I've never seen one that big. That's just like monstrous. It's almost like store-bought garlic. Usually they're pretty small. They're going pretty big over here. Yeah, it's been real busy though. Oh yeah, so everyone's just all casual about it. Just like the cattle in the feedlot. But here in a few months, it'll be like with that, with the mainly the food. Cost of food is gonna start going up this fall. Well, it's already, but it'll be too expensive for chunks of the population starting this fall. And your ration cards in your black market and all that jazz. That'll be like the cattle starting to go down the chute to the slaughterhouse. Right now we're just in the feeding pens. It's all like hunky-dory. I got my where I'm fed off my grain. I don't really care. They give me these shots which keep me going. That's all I need. Pretty soon it'll be a bit too late. Yeah, it's getting to be that time where it's too late. Really, anything is better than nothing, but what you can do in just a couple of months, you can't really do much. Kind of see what I've been doing over the last couple of years. You know, it's still like unprepared, but prepared enough to survive indefinitely. Just kind of how luxuriously will I survive. I got some Ritz crackers. Some kind of Cheez-Its. Some oyster crackers, got some chocolate chip cookies, got some oatmeal cookies stashed away. Got them put away for 30 years. Granted, they'll go funky because of all the oil in them. The oil will start to go rancid after a few years. So they'll develop a richer, fuller, more distinct flavor. But I got sugar, the flour, the salt, some other goodies to make similar things, albeit not as nice as these fancy ones. So it's kind of tricky. Because in general, population is too big, but it's like first people to go need to be the Bidens and those billionaires, and the Klaus Schwabs, Al Gore's, Jeff Bezos's. Kind of a, I guess you could say, a healthy state of being. So you're at home / content with your immediate surroundings. You know, what that land or that job or those friends, that family provide. And you don't need all this outside verification, justification. And it's like those billionaires want nothing, you know, have a need for nothing, rather than being content. They gotta not only be justified and verify their existence by what other people think of them, these outsiders that they'll never know, but they gotta rule and control and manipulate those outsiders. So that's just kind of how far from a healthy state of being they are. Pretty far out there. But yeah, it is crunch time because it is running low. Prices are getting so expensive. It's kind of like get it now, you know, and save. Versus get it next month. Pay. This is what I've been doing, you know, just kind of constantly getting things. Really haven't stopped. It's kind of a full-time job. Just getting food, packaging it in the Mylar with the oxygen absorber, and bringing it out here. You know, it takes up all my weekends. Kind of a little bit of prep now. Be thankful for later. When you're on your last thing of food, last thing of flour, last thing of sugar, last thing of salt, the one thing you're thinking is, wow, I wish I would have put one more away. You know, at least one more. I could have done just maybe a little more prep. Still don't have a lifetime supply. Getting there though. Progress. Probably up to 20 years of eating modern food. That is a portion of my diet, not, you know, just modern food. You know, half of my food would be fish and oysters, deer and turkey. But like a quarter of my diet being modern people food. So got the means of growing grains, but it takes a lot of space and it's a lot of hassle. You know, there's absolutely no point in making beer because beer takes grains. You know, you might as well use your half-rotten fruit to make hard cider, because grains are just, you know, space, keeping land open, fertile, and free of you know, pillagers. There's that, you know, birds and squirrels and things. That's hard work. So it's a lot easier just having man-made modern sources of it and storing it rather than trying to grow and process it yourself, because that ends up being a full-time job. And it's like, I'd rather just relax along the lakeside fishing than weeding grain fields or threshing the grain, or, you know. Granted, I'll be doing that just to maintain a stock of viable seed, you know, but, and then putting spare seed away to mill and process, but mainly just to keep growing and expanding. This is end of May. Water level's high. Yeah, that's wood. It almost looks like it was metal. Yeah, I think I stepped on probably about 2 baby toads. I mean, there's baby toads just every 6 inches. There's a baby toad. Very good year for baby toads. I guess means a very good year for spiders. I like to eat them. I don't like this at all. Blackberries and briars covering the way. My pants are sagging it. Huh. It's different. Looks like some turtle eggs. This turtle went way up here. It's pretty high up to be laying your eggs. These are all little eggshells. Looks like it got dug out by something. Yeah, I don't like that. It's overgrown. There's the lake. Let's see. Try not to get snagged. Show one. So small, it's hard to get on camera. Mosquitoes ain't that bad, surprisingly. Nice and yummy looking. There's been some four-wheelers. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's getting there for me. Looks like I won't be forced society. Back down from that, but looks like I'll probably be leaving on my own this fall. when things get too out of control from the prices, it's just like trying to eat current food. It just gets too expensive, and you might as well just eat stored food. And it's like time to go out to the woods. Kind of at a impasse on what I want to do. Like I want to upgrade the solar power, but you know, that's looking maybe like $8 or $9 grand to do. And if I do that, it kind of really means I can't get any more food, and it kind of means I'm stuck in society a while longer, even though they're devaluing the currency. Responsible thing, devaluing it and then getting rid of it. Responsible thing is still to hold on to some of it until they've gotten rid of it and started the mark of the beast currency. So I really should have some. This is squirrel, but he doesn't really want to go up or down. Kind of. Is he stuck, or he's just pretending to not exist? Yeah, he's not stuck. He just hopes I don't see him. It's a pretty cool view. Might be a bald eagle. Yeah, it looks like it is. I'm not sure if I'm getting it on camera. No, I'm probably not. Maybe the sound. Just doing some loops. It's pretty far up there. Those are 100-foot trees. And he's, I don't know, 100 foot above that. He had a white tail. It kind of sounded like a bald eagle that I recognize, you know. With the YouTube, it's easy to play bald eagle sounds. Surprised there hasn't been any water moccasins yet. Should have been a couple by now. Yeah, it's getting to be a bit much staying in society. Kind of like you're wishing you're put away some more sugar or whatever. Well, at some point, you just gotta call it good. Too deep to cross. This will eventually be flowing water. I'm guessing once the lake drops about another 8 feet, 6 to 8 feet, Got a ways to go before then. Gotta jack up my pants. They're sagging so bad. None of my pawpaws fruited. Had a couple of blossoms, but they didn't make anything. This is the only pawpaw patch that has consistently produced pawpaws. It's somehow got a group of the right kind of pollinators that live in this area to actually pollinate it. Flowers. I'm not seeing any pawpaws right now. They would be small, hard to find at this time of year. That's what I like. Briar berries. Green, you know, still little babies. Here are the briar berries from last year. This year's green and last year's. Still on the tree, on the briar. And then you have like the leaves you can eat, the root you can eat with the briar. Granted, those berries are mostly seed. It's like one big seed. Oh, they're like little cherries. You know, they got basically all pit. Almost barely doesn't like me. If anything, the pawpaws and the water moccasins and squirrels and all that jazz, I'll be happier once people die out. Once society's collapsed, we're not coming around. Not a good time to be dependent on society when it's planning on exterminating you. Instead, go out to a stream proper, and call it. Lake's a little too high, you know. This is, I guess, the lake right here, you know. Too high to get further out. Water level's too high to get further out. You gotta ask yourself, when you use your wealth to go jet setting to all these faraway places, And even still, it leaves you so empty that you need to manipulate others. You could just have this, you know. Just a small part of the planet. Walking, hiking distance, kind of your little territory. And it keeps you fed and clothed and watered well enough. You don't need to manipulate anything or anyone. Nice little crayfish. The fish and things that live the longest, turtles, they consume the least amount of calories. It's like the more calories you consume, the faster your metabolism. And, you know, I guess that's kind of just their life cycle. It goes faster, you know. So if you consume less, metabolism life cycle for some things slows. And if it slows for some things, I wouldn't be surprised if it slowed for us. With a simpler, longer life with less calories. The nice trees and things. Out here, life is a lot slower than in town. In town, it's just a madhouse rat race. Not worth it. I'll probably end up keeping my solar. Maybe do minimal. I think that's what I'll do. Just minimal upgrades to my solar system. I don't know. I really need to get out of the city. I need to get back here. It's overdue. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer. That's it for this video though. Nice little, you know, here's where the stream becomes the lake. It's no longer flowing over there. Mosquitoes are coming in. Kind of see them flying around the camera probably. They're on it. That's it for this one.